All right.
What's up, guys? Today we're going to put the CPO on this control panel. This is sold from Arcade Shop, and this is the multi-cade control panel. So I have this artwork that matches, that you guys seen in my post, that matches the side art and everything that I do. So we are going to apply this, and I'm going to show you the technique of how we're going to do it. But the first thing we want to do, and you can see here, I just put a piece of wood in the back to kind of keep it up so you're not working on an angle. We're going to start with some rubbing alcohol. Just going to wipe down the surface. Come back with a dry one. Alright. Now, one thing that I've already come up with is the measurements, so it'll make this easier to line up. And basically we're going to have 11/16 and 7/16. So it's going to be 7/16 from the bottom. And what I like to do is I'm going to use this clamp, and that's going to hold it in place so I don't have to keep taping it and moving it around. So let's just get a visual close where we are. Alright, so now move this a little bit. So it's actually 7/16 from the side, and I'm not going by the black, I'm actually going by the blue, the teal color. Right? So let's see what we got here. What you want to do is get your center, your left and right figured out first before you worry about your height. And then from this ledge to the end, we want 11/16. And what I recommend, because if you use a tape measure on the edge like this, you can be off by just the movement of this. So when I'm trying to be really accurate, I like to just go by like a number 1 and then count over, so I have no play there. So by that other clamp, that has held it in place. I don't have to worry about this one moving. I'll do the same thing here. Okay. Going to feel around. Now whenever you make an adjustment, you want to check it again, because every time you move, everything can shift a little bit. So let's go back to this 7/16. That's good. You really only have to measure one side, so just go by your left as far as your left and rights go, and then up and down you do want to do both sides, obviously. Alright. Now, with the buttons, you can get a little bit of play. By loosening this, you can get a little wiggle room there. Now, what you do from the original prints, it's not 100% accurate. It's close, but it's off ever so slightly a little bit. But I'm kind of, those measurements are a happy medium between it. Just checking this one more time. Okay, so that's pretty much established at that point. All right, so we got it established, we're in place. Now, this is something that I use when I'm doing vehicle lettering and wraps. This is a magnet, soft, doesn't scratch, and this is what I'm gonna do to hold it in place. Now, when you take this off, I don't have to worry about anything moving. All right. I'm going to peel back about halfway. Doesn't have to be anything in particular. You want to cut that. You don't want to have hair in it. And this isn't like the other vinyl, so you don't have to worry about scratching this quite like the normal vinyl. A lot of times you'll see that I say use this soft side, but you can do either one. And then with this bubble wrap vinyl, you don't have to worry about, you can basically just lay this down, just like that. Lightly go over it first. Remove these. Repeat the process on this side. Just lay it down. I do nothing right there. Just drop it. Now, years ago, if you look under the back here, you can see they had the 4 holes in the corner for the screws. If you want to keep it looking original, some guys might want it that way. I get it. You can put those in there. If you're going to do that, I recommend just cutting X's in those holes. Me personally, home use, I probably wouldn't put them in. And now what we're going to do is cut the holes out for the buttons. So basically just slice it, minus the wood. Come right to your edge. And just follow the blade. Now you want to have a nice sharp knife. And there you go. There's one. This stuff cuts decently easy. It's not terrible. It helps to have a nice sharp blade. You can't really use a razor blade, obviously, because it's fat. You're not going to get in there. So you do want to get yourself an X-Acto. You could probably get these at, I don't know, I guess Home Depot has them, or Michael's, you know, like a craft store or something. I get them from my suppliers, so I don't have to really worry about that. Alright, I'm going to go to this one. And there you go. Oh, one more. Now we got the joystick buttons. Actually, to be safe, I would start out with just poking a hole through the back so you could see where they go. And with this too, same thing, just cut X's. You don't have to cut them out. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Ready to go. Alright, so here we are. We got the button. Now you can see you got a little bit of play. So if you're off a little bit, you can make that adjustment as you're tightening the nut on the back. You don't have to crank these down like crazy either. You can pretty much just center it, you know, by hand tightening it, and that's it. You don't have a lot of room on the trackball because that's kind of a locked-in position. So you can play with the buttons a little bit. So these are now available. You guys let me know if you're interested, and you can even order these, but it won't help you with the arcades because they're wood. It's about the only place you're going to use this. And the reason I have them, like I said, I use them on the vehicles, but it is handy.